Hi, in this video I'm going to be looking at ratio and I'm going to be using the bar model. Here we go. So share £20 between Ben and Ruby in the ratio of 3:2. So as it's a share question, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my ratio out using boxes. So I'm going to start off by drawing 1, 2, 3 boxes, and underneath I'm going to draw 1, 2 boxes. Trying to keep the boxes very similar size because I can clearly see that this one is bigger than this part of my ratio. Ben was the first name in the question, so Ben is representing the first part of my ratio, and Ruby was the second name, so Ruby is the second part of my ratio. Now let's figure out what information we've been given. Well, it's a share question, so they've got £20 to share between them. So I've got a total of £20. So what I could do now is I could share that £20 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. And I could do it like this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All 20 have now been shared into those 5 boxes. Hopefully you can see that there are 4 in each box. Right, from here then, all I need to do is figure out how much Ben got as a total. Well, he had 3 boxes, and in each box there was 4 dots, or £4. So in total he had 4 plus 4 plus 4 was £12. Ruby's total, well, she only had 2 boxes, and in each box there was £4 in there, so she's got 4 plus 4, which is £8. My answer would be Ben got £12 and Ruby got £8. There is my answer. Now, before we finish off this question, I want you to start thinking about the ratio as if it was fractions. Well, what fraction did Ben actually get? So really there was 5 boxes involved in this question and Ben got 3 of them. So Ben really got 3 of the 5 boxes. Ruby got 2 of the boxes, and again there was 5 boxes in total, so Ruby got 2 of the 5 boxes. That's going to come in very handy. Okay? Next question. Right, so this time 60 sweets need to be shared between Steph and Laura in the ratio 2:1. How much does each get? So again, it's a share question, so I'm going to start off by drawing my ratio. I've got 2 boxes and I've got 1 box, trying to keep the boxes very similar size. Okay, so Steph was the first name, so this is Steph. Laura was the second name, so this is Laura. What piece of information have we been given? Well, we've been told that there is a total of 60 sweets altogether. 60 sweets need to be shared into these 3 boxes. Now, I could put a dot in every single box until I run out of my 60, but there are 3 boxes and 60 in total, so all I need to do is share the 60 between 3. If you're good with your dividing, you'll know that this is 20, so I ended up with 20 in each box. Okay, so to finish this question off now, all I need to think about is how much did Steph get? Well, she had 2 boxes and there was 20 in each, so she ended up with 40 sweets. And Laura only had the 1 box, so therefore she had 20 sweets. So my answer would be 40 to 20 as a ratio. Now again, just to finish this question off, what fraction did Steph get? Well, altogether there was 3 boxes in total, and she got 2 of them, so she got 2/3 of the question, and Laura only got 1 of the boxes out of the 3, so hers was 1/3. Let's try another question. Okay, so share £35 between Tom and Eric in the ratio of 3:4. So again, it's a share question, and I'm going to draw out my ratio with my boxes. So 3 boxes, and underneath, this time I've got 4 boxes. Trying to make it as neat as possible. I can clearly see this one's bigger than this. So Tom was the first name, so there he goes, and Eric is the second name, there he goes. What piece of information have we been told here? Well, share £35, so a total of £35. So I need to share £35 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I know what 35 divided by 7 is. That's 5. So I should end up with 5 in each box. From here, I can clearly see that Tom, he got 3 boxes, so there's 5 in each box, so 5 plus 5 plus 5 would be £15. And Eric got 4 of the boxes, so 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 would be £20. So therefore my answer would be Tom first, his was £15, and then Eric was £20. There is my answer. What would they get as fractions? Well, this one would be as a fraction would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes, and Tom got 3 of the 7 boxes. Eric got 4 of the 7 boxes. That's just a bonus question. Okay. Split £42 between Chloe, Sam and Jay in the ratio 4 to 1 to 2. There's actually 3 people in this question now, and there's 3 parts to my ratio. It's still a share question because split is another word for share. So I'm going to start off by drawing my boxes. I've got 4 boxes. I've got 1 box. And then I've also got another part to my ratio which is worth 2 boxes. Chloe was first, then Sam, and then Jay. So what piece of information have we been given? Again, we've been given the total. So £42 is being split between these 3 people in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. So 42 shared into 7 boxes is 6. So I now know that there's 6 in each box. So from here, how much did Chloe get? Well, she had 4 boxes and there's 6 in each box. So 4 times by 6 would be 24. So she ended up with £24. Sam only had the 1 box, so he ends up with, where should I put that? I'm going to put that here. He ends up with £6, and Jay ended up with 2 boxes, which was 6 plus the 6, which is £12. My final answer would be £24, £6, £12. 3 parts to my answer. Just to finish this one off, what would the fractions be? Well, there are 7 boxes in total, and Chloe had 4 of the 7 boxes. Sam had 1 of the 7 boxes, and Jay had 2 of the 7 boxes. Okay. Right. What about this one then? So share £40 is to be spent on food and drink in the ratio of 4 to 1. Hopefully you're getting the idea now. So I'm going to draw my ratio out, 4 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1. This time it's not names, but we got food and we got drink. So that's the representation. We're told that there's a total of $40 to be spent on this. So 40 shared between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. 40 divided by 5 boxes would be 8. So I've got 8 in each box. Okay, so in total, how much did they spend on food? Well, it's 4 boxes, 8 in each one. 4 times by 8 is $32. And how much they spend on drink was just 1 box, $8. So the answer is 32 to 8. There's my answer. If asked, I could figure this out as fractions as well. So there's 5 boxes and they spent 4/5 on food and 1/5 on drink. Okay, your turn to have a go. Pause the video here. Definitely draw these out. I'll put the answers on the board in a short while, and good luck. Okay, here come the answers. Give them a tick, give them a cross. Hopefully you've got them all correct. Let's try some trickier questions. Okay, so some money has been shared between Layla and Robin in the ratio of 3 to 2. Robin received £12. How much did Layla get? Okay, so this is almost like a past tense question because the money has already been shared. But it's still a share question, so I'm going to draw out my ratio 3 to 2. So 3 to 2. There we go. It does say Layla's name first, so Layla, and then we've got Robin as the second one. Okay, which piece of information have we been given? So we don't know the total this time, that's not been given to us. The piece of information we got was Robin received £12. So Robin ended up with £12. From here, I can figure out how much was in each one of Robin's boxes. Well, she's got 2 boxes and there was 12 in total. So 12 divided by the 2 boxes means that there was 6 in each of her boxes. So if there's 6 in each of her boxes, there also must have been 6 in Layla's boxes. So now we can figure out how much Layla had. Layla had 3 boxes, and again there was 6 in each one, so she received £18. The question doesn't ask it, but to be fair, I could probably figure out what the total was now, because if Robin ended up with £12 and Layla ended up with £18, all I need to do is £12 plus £18. 8 plus the 2 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 3. So they actually started off with £30. Let's try another one. Some cards have been split between Phil and Rach in the ratio of 2 to 5. Rach got 30 cards. How many did Phil get? Okay, so some cards have been split. So again, it's another past tense question. So I'm going to start off by drawing my boxes. 2 and a 5. Trying to keep the boxes as neat and as similar size as possible. Right, so Phil's name was first, so there's Phil. Then we got Rach. We got Rach here. What piece of information have we been told? Well, we get told that Rach got 30. So if Rach ended up with 30 cards, how much was in each one of Rach's boxes? Well, she's got 5 boxes, so 30 shared between her 5 boxes means that there must have been 6 in each one of her boxes. And there we go. So if there's 6 in those boxes, there's also 6 in these boxes. So as you can see now, Phil must have ended up with 12 cards. Again, the question doesn't really ask for it, but if we wanted to, could we figure out the total? Well, 30 for Rach, 12 for Phil means that they had 42 cards to start off with. Let's try another. Okay, so Tom, Richard and Harry have split some sweets up between them in the ratio of 2 to 3 to 4. Richard ended up with 21 sweets. How much did they have altogether? So again, it's a past tense question. It's already been split. So I'm going to start off by drawing my ratio. So 2 to 3 to 4. Okay, so whose name was first? We got Tom, we got Richard, and we got Harry. Okay, so the piece of information we get given in this one is Richard ended up with 21. So this was Richard. Richard ended up with 21 sweets. So hopefully you can see now that if I shared the 21 into his 3 boxes, 21 divided by 3 gave me 7 in each box. So 7, 7, 7, which results in there being 7 in every single box. So I could figure out how much Tom got. He got 14 because it's 2 7s. Harry got 28 because he got 4 7s. But the question actually asks how much did they have altogether. So this one asks for the total. Well, I suppose Tom got 14, Richard got 21, we know that bit, and Harry ended up with 28. All I'm going to do is add those 3 values up. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus the 8 is 13, 1 plus the 2 is 3, 4, 5, 6. It actually started off with 63 sweets in the whole question. So my answer would be 63. Okay, time for you to have a go. Each corner is a question, so they do start off a little bit easy, then get a bit crazier, and then very, very hard down here. Good luck, pause the video here, and I'll put the answers on the board in a short while. Okay, here come the answers. Give them a tick, give them a cross. Hopefully you've got them all correct, and we can move on to something a little bit more trickier. Here we go. So, some money has been shared between Ben and Jade in the ratio of 3 to 5. Jade received £10 more than Ben. Some money has, well, okay, so this is definitely a past tense question again, because it's already been shared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drawing my ratios again. So here we go, I've got 3, and I've got 5. Keeping the boxes as similar size as possible. We've got Ben and we've got Jade, so Ben and Jade. Right, what piece of information have we been told? Well, we don't get told the total, we don't get told how much Ben ended up with, and we don't get told how much Jade ended up with as a total. We get told that Jade received £10 more. So when you see the word more or less, you're thinking about how many more boxes Jade had. Well, if you think about it, Jade had 2 more boxes. So if Jade had 2 more boxes than Ben, but she had £10 more than Ben, I can now figure out how much was in each of her extra boxes. 10 divided by her 2 extra boxes means there was 5 in each box. There was also 5 in all of Ben's boxes. So now I could figure out how much Jade got. That's supposed to be a 5. It could be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Jade ended up with 25, and Ben ended up with 15. 5 plus 5 plus 5. And that's what the question asks for. To be honest, I could also figure out what the total was now if it asked me. Jade ended up with 25, Ben ended up with 15, 25 plus the 15 is 40 sweets in total. Hopefully you've understood that. Next question. So sweets were shared between Laura and Ashley in the ratio of 4:1. Laura had 12 more sweets than Ashley, so again it's another more than question. So I'm going to start off by drawing my boxes. So 4 and 1. We've got Laura's name first, so Laura and Ashley. Which piece of information are we told? It says Laura has 12 more sweets than Ashley. So how many more boxes does Laura have than Ashley? Well, she has 3 extra boxes this time, so those 3 boxes must have been the 12 extra sweets. So I can now share the 12 into those 3 extra boxes. So what's 12 divided by 3? That means there was 4 in each one of those boxes. So there's 4 in those boxes, there must have been 4 in this one, and there must have been 4 in this one. So Laura, as a total, she had 4 boxes and 4 in each one, which is 16 sweets. Ashley only had the 1 box and there was 4 in there, so she ended up with 4 sweets. This question's asking for how many they had all together. So altogether, Laura had 16, Ashley had 4, altogether that would have been a total of 20 sweets. So my answer would be 20 sweets altogether. Okay, James worked for 8 hours and Ross worked for 11 hours. When opening up their pay packets, James has £24 less than Ross. How much did they each get in their pay packets? Well, there's actually no ratio in this question. So I'm going to have to kind of figure out my ratio that if James worked 8 hours and Ross worked for 11 hours, the ratio was 8 hours to 11 hours. So I'm going to have to start off by drawing my ratio boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try and keep them similar. But you got 9, 10, and 11. This was James. He worked for 8 hours and Ross worked for 11 hours. So the information that we're given is that James had £24 less than Ross. So you can spin that on its head. If James had £24 less than Ross, I suppose Ross had £24 more than James. But ideally I'm looking for how many boxes less James had. Well, Ross had 3 boxes extra, so James had 3 boxes less. So that must have been the £24. So if I share the £24 between the 3 boxes, 24 divided by those 3 extra boxes means there's a value of 8 in each one. Okay, so if there's 8 in those, there's also 8 in every single box. So I now need to figure out how much each person got. So, in total, James worked for 8 hours and he got paid £8 an hour, really. That's what it's kind of telling us. So he would have weighed £64, 8 times by 8. Ross ended up with working for 11 hours and £8 an hour. He would have got £88. So my answer would have been, how much do they have, well, how much do they get in their pay packets? It would have been 64 to 88. Okay. Okay, Bill, Shannon and Tony share some sweets between them in the ratio of 3 to 5 to 1. Shannon ended up with 24 more sweets than Tony. So get the idea. Here come my boxes. 3 to 5 to 1. We've got Bill, we've got Shannon, we've got Tony. The information we're given is Shannon ended up with 24 more than Tony. So Shannon and Tony, this is the representation between Shannon and Tony. So Shannon got 4 extra boxes than Tony. So if those £24 results in 6 in each box, because 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 24. Therefore there's 6 in every single box. So now I can figure out that Bill ended up with 18 sweets. Shannon had 24 there, but in total she would have had 30 sweets, and Tony, nice and easy, 6 sweets. How many sweets did Bill end up with? So really the question's only asking for Bill. So Bill ended up with 18, oh, don't know, I'm putting a pound sign there. Ended up with 18 sweets. Okay. Right, your turn to have a go. Pause the video here. Definitely draw these out, it makes it a lot easier. And good luck. Okay, here come the answers. Give them a tick, give them a cross. Hopefully you've got them correct. Again, when you can see these boxes being drawn out, they are very straightforward. You just need to be good at multiplying, you need to be good at dividing. And to be honest, that's all you really need to know about sharing with the ratio bar model. Hopefully you've learned something, hopefully you know understand how to do this, and thanks for watching.